As a channeler who offers past life readings, I've noticed that people's past lives could be anywhere from a bird to a guy working in a factory to a high royal priestess. And I've noticed there's different levels to the types of past lives that emerge during these readings. Let me tell you about the different types of lives I've channeled. So the first would be like the elemental archetypal identities. Like one time I channeled somebody who past life identity was a weather gypsy, or like a witch or something that has to do with the mystical, magic, all of those things. What's common about these lives is that in these lives they all embodied a force of nature rather than just a human identity. I feel like these usually come up during readings when the person is going through an awakening, or they're coming to terms with like their intuition and their inner sensitivity. These lifetimes represent like the innate magic in life. And then there are just like the regular grounded typical historical lifetimes, like a factory worker, just like a normal balanced type of life. You can still learn a lot from these lives about your work ethic, your obligations, your boundaries. These kind of vary based on the experiences of that lifetime, but even if they might seem more simple, they still could carry really immense power, and they might resonate and emerge during your reading at your specific time, because that's when you're meant to come into remembrance with that lifetime. I did one reading on somebody who worked in a factory in their past life on automotives, and it was very noisy and loud all the time, and they grew desensitized to the noise in that lifetime, and that left an energetic imprint on them to where there's still a wound that hasn't been addressed about the noise that they kind of suppressed all those years during that lifetime. Next are like the lineage or like the status lifetimes, when you were like high royalty or you played some important role in the collective. This usually appears when somebody is stepping into new leadership, or new opportunities are opening up for the person, and they might also be facing their fear of perception. Then there are the karmic lifetimes, where you deal with a lot of shadow and pain, and these come up sometimes during readings. Like I've channeled one reading where the person spent most of their life in prison in that lifetime, and it can be important to find out these things because it helps you learn about your soul's grief and